Halftime at Invesco Field at Mile High. Denver 19, San Diego nothing. We welcome you back. This battle from the AFC West. Ian Eagle along with Solomon Wilcots. You could take it from two different perspectives. Obviously, Denver, they were embarrassed at what happened. National television on Monday night. They know people talk around the NFL, and their reputation took a hit. You saw a different team in the first half, and right off the bat in the first quarter.
And we told you that it would start with Brian Griese, and that's exactly what Griese has done. He's come out and led his football team, had the big touchdown strike to begin the game in the first quarter. I think he's done a good job of reading the San Diego Chargers blitzing defense, and he's found the open guy, completing all but 4 of his 22 passes. And 2 of those passes, he's actually spiked right into the ground. So he's really hitting on all cylinders and doing a good job in the passing game.
If you're San Diego, let's face it, cat's out of the bag. There's no more secret anymore. You're not going to sneak up on people, and San Diego right now has some challenges in front of them. This is the first of 3 straight AFC West games for them. And we'll see how they perform in the second half as Wade Ritchie kicks it out of bounds to open play here in the third quarter. Denver will have it 1st and 10 on the touchback at the 20-yard line. First half possessions. They started this game off with a bang, Denver did. 72 yards in 2 plays, including the long touchdown pass, Griese to McCaffrey. Then the interception, which was not Griese's fault. Touchdown, field goal after that. Just sound football in the first half for Denver.
And the Denver offense has been successful because they've come out and they went empty in the backfield, really spread out this San Diego Chargers defense, and they really exploited, I think, some of the weaknesses in their secondary.
From the 20-yard line. Handed off. On the run. And Scotty Montgomery gets the carry as a flag comes down. Montgomery, his 2nd rush of the year. Donnie Edwards with the tackle for San Diego. We've seen a lot of misdirection, both teams, in fact. But the penalty marker appears to be against the Denver Broncos.
Offense, number 85, 10-yard penalty. Repeat the down. First down.
85 is Ashley Lally, the speedy wide receiver from Hawaii. And they'll bring that one back. It'll be a 1st and 20 now from the 10-yard line.
Well, Lee is, we told you, he's the fastest guy on the team, and I'll be surprised you see him go deep in this ball game. He's a guy that can really run past the secondary. He just has to do a better job of securing the football.
He was actually coached by June Jones, who used to be the head coach for the San Diego Chargers. Clinton Portis is tripped up. He picks up only 2 yards on that first down run. And we are underway in this third quarter. Now, Portis, in his first year in the NFL, Tomlinson, of course, rushed onto the scene in his first year last year for San Diego. But so far today, it's been Clinton Portis who has had the more impressive statistic day. 12 carries, 63 yards. Tomlinson, 13 carries, 38 yards for the Chargers. On second down, Griese with an out pattern for Shannon Sharp. And Sharp ducks out of bounds short of the 20-yard line. So didn't quite get back to the original line of scrimmage. It'll set up 3rd and long for Denver after the 8-yard gain.
And what you'll see, despite having a 19-point lead by the Denver Broncos, is Mike Shanahan will continue to call an aggressive game plan. He's not going to let up, knowing that 19 points can evaporate rather quickly. And he's going to coach a smart football team, and he's going to call a really good game, but he's still going to take some shots and try to put some more points on the board.
I'll tell you what, Solomon, offensive line has come under fire here in Denver. They've been giving up multiple sack days week in and week out. Not the case here today. Griese has had time to throw and has been virtually untouched. Over the middle, knocked up in the air. And fortunate it was not intercepted. Ashley Lally could not bring it in cleanly. And Denver forced a punt.
Here's the second pass that Griese has had dropped so far today. And he talked about, he said, Lally has to be a guy to make the catch. And that time the ball, watch, it gets into his body. He doesn't try to catch it with his hands. And Brian Griese talked about that with us on Friday. He said he has to do a better job of securing the ball with his hands. That time Lally wasn't able to do so.
First punt of the afternoon for Tom Ruin. And to Marek Vanover, who has yet to break one this year. His longest return is only 16 yards. Vanover moving forward, catches in stride. Vanover in Denver territory at the 49, and he's upset because it could have been a big one. John Mobley, the tackle on special teams. Not a very good punt for Tom Ruin, and now we know why. This one was tipped as it came off the foot.
Now, the Broncos had a punt block last week against the Baltimore Ravens and nearly had punt block here today. Orlando Ruff coming through and getting the tip of his fingers on the ball.
Line of scrimmage is the 50-yard line. The best field position so far today for San Diego. Before this was their own 28. Breeze off play action. And out of the reach of Fred McCrary, the fullback. Incomplete. Well, this is it for the San Diego Chargers. Obviously, you look at the clock, 13:25 to go in the third, and you know there's plenty of time, but you want to see this team get it going, and they've had miscues today.
That's right. Delta O'Neal coming away with the interception, the block punt early in the game, and turnabout's fair play after allowing a punt to be blocked last week, but 9 points right now just because they're getting the turnovers and making plays.
Marty Schottenheimer has won 12 of his last 15 games as a head coach going back to last year with Washington. Here's Breeze. Under a rush, gets rid of it. Alexander bouncing off a tackle. And the former Redskin is spun down to the grass after gaining 8 yards.
And he's going to be down. He was running very good there and finished off the run very strongly. And now he's hurt over on the sideline.
Alexander had an ankle injury last year, which limited him. He was a Pro Bowler in 2000. And he runs the football very well for a tight end after signing a $15 million contract. Obviously, Marty Schottenheimer was very pleased with Alexander's play last year.
Yeah, you don't want to lose Steven Alexander. He's a tight end that can get open down the middle of the field and can stretch the defense vertically. He's a guy like 6 receptions so far this season. He's starting to make some plays.
And he's only got rookies behind him. He's got Josh Norman and Justin Peel, 2 rookies back up at the tight end position.
Let's try to see what happens here. As he takes on Izell Reese, you can see the second hit there, and maybe they roll on the back of his ankle. As we said, don't want to speculate, but he's had some leg injuries in his past.
Well, Alexander flat on his back. And we'll step aside. 13-17 mark of the third. Denver leading it 19-0. Steven Alexander helped off the field, and now his teammates face a critical 3rd and 2 at the 42. Breeze throws on 3rd down, complete Curtis Conway, and a first down for San Diego. 12 yards on the hookup, Breeze to Conway.
And in order for San Diego to get back into the football game and try to come back and win, they're going to have to allow Drew Brees to make some plays. He's certainly more than capable. You see 3-step drop, hitting Conway in stride on the slant route, but he can make some plays. Many of the players said that they're confident in him. Curtis Conway is also confident after catching a touchdown strike last week in stride, over 50 yards on the play.
On a 1st and 10, Tomlinson is yet to break a long one today for San Diego. They will throw into double coverage, and it's Conway with a leaping catch at the 15-yard line.
And now they're going to talk about it. One of the officials said he caught it, and another one came over, so it appears as though they're going to give him the catch. Walker
and Reese had the coverage for Denver.
He's working against Walker. He will break it off, and just the timing of the route and the pass is wonderful. Let's see, 1, and then there's 2. He was able to drag that left foot.
15 yards. Let's see if he did drag that foot. Right one was down, and left one maybe a graze.
A graze is all you need. If you get a blade of grass, it's considered to be down.
Couple of injury updates. Terrell Fletcher for San Diego, right ankle sprain. He is out, and we have been told Marcellus Wiley, a groin injury for the Chargers. He will not return.
That's a big loss, because he's a guy that can really apply some pressure on the quarterback.
Double tight end set, Norman and Peel. On a 1st and 10 from the 15. Play action. Breeze has the time. Tomlinson with the catch. And Tomlinson out of bounds as he angled toward the sideline. Picks up 6 yards. Ian Gold chased him down.
And the poise of Drew Brees is really what's allowing the Chargers to move the ball. You see little play action there, but Trevor Price getting a push right in his face, but see, he's still poised and able to deliver the ball accurately on time so that Tomlinson can catch it and can continue running.
Doug Flutie, who has been instrumental in helping Breeze along. That relationship is a good one. You never quite know, starter and backup, especially one that's as competitive as Flutie, whether or not that will be a smooth dynamic. It has been. Breeze steps up. Incomplete. Tomlinson didn't catch it. And it brings up 3rd and 4 for San Diego.
Tomlinson's upset with himself. Wasn't quite expecting the ball. He goes in, break out. Now you have to be ready. See, he turned away and to see where the defender was. Once he took his eye off the ball, lost vision and wasn't able to make the reception.
Well, we talked to Tomlinson about leadership and him and Drew Brees stepping forward as young players. And Tomlinson had a very mature answer. He said, I know that Drew and I are going to face some adversity. It just isn't this easy in the NFL. They're facing a little bit today.
Absolutely.
On a 3rd and 4. Breeze, quick throw. Curtis Conway is bottled up. And Conway trying to extend for the first down as Delta O'Neal cut him down low. And it didn't look like he had enough at first.
Yeah, this is poise. Going into the heart of the defense over the middle. Look, 3 defenders in the area. Yet Conway has the courage to go catch the ball and try to pick up the first down, giving up his body for the team.
He's a yard short. And San Diego elects to go for the field goal, a short one, 24 yards. The veteran Steve Christie, now in his 13th year in the NFL. So far this season, 3 of 5. This should be a gimme for San Diego, and it is, as Christie splits the uprights, and the Chargers have their first points of the day. At the 10:40 mark of the 3rd, it's 19-3, Denver. Just moments ago, Steven Alexander, starting tight end for San Diego, being carted off the field. As soon as we get word on exactly what the injury was, we'll pass it along to you. Short field goal by Steve Christie. And now Wade Ritchie on the kickoff. It'll be a touchback. Ritchie among the best in the NFL. Well, Danian Tomlinson, I think, still beating himself up over not catching that ball earlier, which may have continued the drive. You never quite know for sure.
Tomlinson expects a lot of himself, and he expects to make catches like that.
Clinton Portis. Portis tripped up where that one could have gone for much longer distance, 6 yards. This is a guy that comes in averaging 5.8 per carry, and he's helping his average today.
Yeah, Portis is having himself a good game, over 5 yards a carry. He's showing good vision, good feet, and able to hit the hole and accelerate, I think, as fast as any back that I've seen. And you let him get outside, he can do some damage, but then when you catch the ball, he can take it into the house as well.
On 2nd down, Greasy throws incomplete. McCaffrey the target, and Alex Molden, the 7-year veteran, had the coverage. You know, we know that Quentin Jammer missed training camp and preseason. Molden actually has been playing some pretty good football as the starter.
And that's why he continues to get the start despite having a high-priced rookie come in behind him. He's been able to stay on the field because he's been able to make some plays. And Alex Molden, very physical cornerback. He's going to jam you at the line of scrimmage and still come up and make some plays.
A lot of ticket requests for him today. Native of Colorado Springs, Colorado. And now it's 3rd and 4. Greasy. Deep drop. Greasy. Sidearm throw complete. Rock Smith. Big gainer. Smith to the open field and spilled out at the 41-yard line by Rogers Beckett, the free safety. Oh, they just run that play perfectly.
It was ran beautifully. And that's what the Denver Broncos are really all about. Try to get you going one way, and then look at the cross traffic. Everyone gets caught in the wash. And Brian O'Neill, McNeil's not able to stay with him. Number 47, he's the guy that's trying to come over, but Greasy, he's standing in the pocket. He's taking a hit because he knew Smith was going to come open. All he needed to do was be poised and deliver the football.
Leonardo Carson got the shot on him, but look at the numbers for Greasy. On the ground, Portis waiting and emerging through a hole. It didn't appear there was much there, but he turns it into a 6-yard gain. He has been impressive. The native of Gainesville, Florida, 2nd-round pick out of Miami.
And we talk so much about the play calling of Mike Shanahan. He does a good job of keeping the defense off balance.
On a 2nd and 4, go with a no-huddle play fake. Greasy under pressure. Rolling out. Greasy, short throw. It's complete. Reuben Drones, who got the start at fullback for the injured Mike Anderson, makes the catch. And And for Drones, it's his first reception of the season. Good for 2 yards.
That time they were able to sneak in some no huddle, trying to keep the defense off balance and just try to change the tempo a little bit. Shanahan will do whatever it takes to get the advantage on the defense, and that's why you'll see him go no huddle on a couple of plays. Then he'll go back to the huddle and try to do some misdirection, run the crossing routes with Rod Smith, always trying to put his players in the best position to make a play.
Total yards, no contest. Denver, 350. Now a 3rd and 2. Gary is in the backfield for the Broncos. Gary gets the call, bounces off the front, and then picks up the first down. Olandis Gary stuck. He was able to stick with the play, and enough to move the chains.
And there's been some talk about the future of Olandis Gary here in Denver. But this is just good vision. And you see he has good balance, good power. He just slides down the line. And I think that's what he brings to the table. He's not only a slasher, he's a big back. 218, 5'11", his 4th year out of Georgia. He was a 1,000-yard rusher in this rookie season.
And it was 1999, all the injuries that Denver has had at the running back position. Gary then got injured, and then Mike Anderson got his opportunity the following year. On the give, Scotty Montgomery cannot turn the corner this time as Ben Lieber, the rookie, sniffed that one out. A pickup of 3.
Shanahan electing to go with the reverse this time. Look at all the play action. Look, it's going that way, and then the reverse is coming back. Gives you excellent advantage in blocking angles, and Montgomery trying to get outside of Lieber, but Lieber has the speed to get outside and make the tackle, and he's an impressive rookie out of Kansas State.
You know what? You mentioned Drew Brees earlier, learning how to sell that play fake. Watch that. Because Brian Greasy just sold it.
That's right, he sure did. Did an excellent job.
Didn't turn into a big play, but Greasy did his part. On 2nd down, Greasy is devoured. Ray Lee Johnson. Johnson and Wiley among the best bookend defensive ends in the NFL, and Johnson right now is playing without Wiley on that line.
On the left side of your screen, he just runs a stunt, comes right up the middle. Ray Lee Johnson gets his 4th sack of the season, and he's a guy that can really put some pressure on the quarterback. Had 9.5 sacks last year. He's a guy that's really very impressive, a part of this really good defensive front 7 for the San Diego Chargers.
And that is the first sack of the game for either team. And a 3rd and 15. So Denver, which was on the move, now pushed back. McCaffrey. Not nearly enough for a first down, but he was able to get Elam into field goal range as Donnie Edwards made the tackle after the 10-yard gain. Elam onto the field trying to add to this Denver lead. It's 19-3 Broncos. 6 minutes and counting left in the 3rd.
Denver's just chewing up the yards offensively. Had over 400 yards last week against Baltimore.
A 43-yard attempt for Elam. Elam, that was tipped. And it'll take a roll. So we told you about Elam from 42 yards and in has been incredible. That one was from 43. 1 yard makes the difference for Jason Elam.
Check out the block by Ed Ellis. He's a big guy. He gets off the ground. Can't see it too good right there, but how high do you think he is? About high enough for about 8 donut boxes, would you say?
No. You would say.
I would say. He's a big guy, 325 pounds, but certainly able to elevate and block that kick.
And a key play for San Diego. Trailing 19-3. Breeze finds a seam and finds the open man. And that is clear that Curtis Conway is his favorite target. 17 yards over the middle. Izell Reese came in to make the play defensively.
It's going to be interesting to see if Cam Cameron, the offensive coordinator for the San Diego Chargers, along with Marty Schottenheimer, will allow the young quarterback Drew Brees to begin to throw the ball more frequently and see if they can open up the offense a little bit.
The San Diego team started last year at 5-2, but finished with 9 straight losses. Marty Schottenheimer told us he knows his players are aware how quickly it can go downhill. Breeze avoiding the rush, and a high throw incomplete. Over the head of the rookie tight end Josh Norman. Izell Reese providing pressure on Reese with a safety blitz.
And one of the reasons why young quarterbacks, if they're able to survive in the National Football League, you have to see where the blitz is coming from and then have some ability to escape. Izell Reese coming in scot-free, and Drew Brees able to spin out of trouble and get rid of the football.
It'll be 2nd and 10. Clock is stopped with 5 minutes to go in the third. Breeze has not been sacked, but he has dealt with some pressure in the pocket. 10 of 18 throwing the football, 97 yards for Breeze. 1 pick. On 2nd down, Breeze has the time. Safety valve is Tomlinson trying to make a man miss. And Tomlinson is brought down by Al Wilson. Tomlinson told us the quickest set of linebackers he will face this year, he's facing today, the Denver Broncos.
And Mobley, Wilson, and Gold, they can all run. Marty Schottenheimer talked about it when we spoke to him last night. He said these guys cover a lot of field. They don't come off the football field. They stay on the defense and playing even on 3rd down in obvious passing situations, and that's because they all run so well.
3rd and 5. Fans getting vocal here at Invesco. 4-receiver look. Breeze wants to throw it. Pressure's coming. He senses it. Breeze on the run and almost intercepted by Gold. Kavika Pittman was the one that gave Breeze something to think about as he rolled out.
And he's on the run. He says, I can throw the ball on the run. This time he throws it just behind the intended tight end, number 84, Justin Peely. And Gold almost came away with the interception.
One thing that Breeze told us, he is comfortable on those rollouts because of his high school setup offensively. That's how they ended up throwing the football on a lot of sprint outs.
In college, he said, I was primarily a pocket passer, didn't have to run around.
Darren Bennett on the punt. And O'Neal will fair catch it at the 11-yard line. Well, San Diego can't make a dent. They give Denver the football. 19-3, Denver leading San Diego. Ankle sprain for tight end Steven Alexander, so that means more time for rookies Norman and Peel. Marty Schottenheimer now asking his defense to make a play. First down for Denver. Greasy under a heavy rush, and Greasy fortunate that he wasn't sacked, as he was able to churn those legs for a pickup of 3. Zeke Moreno from behind makes the stop.
And the Chargers are starting to get more pressure on Brian Greasy. Wasn't able to get to him in the first half, but now they're doing an excellent job of coverage in the secondary as well.
On a 2nd and 7 from the 15-yard line. Greasy back, throw, low throw, caught by Smith. Concentration of Rod Smith to bring that ball in and turn it into a 10-yard gain. First down for Denver.
And Greasy was hit by Ray Lee Johnson, but he's able to get the ball out of his hand. 3-step drop, slant route by Rod Smith. Catches the ball in the soft spot of the cover 2 zone.
Smith, 6 catches, 83 yards for Denver. McCaffrey, the high man, with 6 catches, 113 yards, and a touchdown. Greasy's numbers are phenomenal. Ruben Drones gets a carry. And tackled by Ben Lieber. Ray Lee Johnson also helping out there for San Diego. Gain of 1.
And right now the Chargers are bringing more than the Denver Broncos can block at the line of scrimmage, looking to blow up the running play. Something you would see them do more of had Junior Seau played in this ball game. He's very accustomed at coming and standing in the A or the B gap over the center and just blitzing in there and disrupting the running game.
Down to 2:34 left in the third quarter. 2nd and 9 for the Broncos. Fake the inside handoff, outside for Portis, and read perfectly by McNeil. The cornerback makes the play. Portis wanted a face mask. No penalty.
When you play that cover 2 zone, it's really important for the corners to get off the blockers. The receiver, this is Lilly trying to block McNeil, but he comes off and makes the tackle. He got him around the shoulder pads there, and not sure if he grabbed the face mask.
Well, Portis thought so, as his neck was jarred a bit. A loss of 1 on the play, and it's 3rd and 10. Gary is in the backfield. Shotgun formation for Greasy. And a 3-receiver look. Greasy steps up. Greasy over the middle, complete to Gary. Gary accelerated for a first down to the 39. So that short little pop turns into a 15-yard gain for Denver.
The reason why this play was able to work, they went deep early in the ball game, so now they just run everyone deep. And this is Gary just checking loose, and you see the linebackers, they're all too far back. And so now that's just an easy catch and run. He's well beyond the first down marker before he's hit by the middle linebacker, Johnny Edwards.
While Gary has not been a major factor in the running game, he has been a part of the passing game. Handoff to Gary. And you just saw the numbers from Greasy. 24 of 30, 305 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception for the Denver QB.
This is an offense that's really been playing well. You know, you look back to Monday night when everyone said it was an embarrassing game, but they racked up over 406 total yards against Baltimore, and he threw for over 300 yards in that game. So he's over 300 yards for a second week in a row. Really just operating on all notes today, reading the defense and getting rid of the football.
On a 2nd and 8 for Denver. Greasy wants to throw. Safety valve is Gary. Makes the catch. Little juke move, and Rodney Harrison didn't buy the fake. 4 yards. Gary and Harrison exchanging pleasantries on the field as time is winding down here in the 3rd. Well, the Denver Broncos have now gone 13 straight regular season games entering action without reaching the 30-point mark. These are the Denver Broncos. 30 points. I mean, that was normal territory for them. They're stuck on 19 right now.
And you can bet that Mike Shanahan is well aware of that statistic.
You think it's bothering him?
Yeah, he's a guy that wants to put points on the board. We told you that earlier in the ball game. He wants more points than what he has even right now.
Well, no points to speak of in the 3rd, but they're limiting San Diego. It's 19-3. Denver leading the Chargers. Back to Denver after this message. And a word from your local station. Start of the 4th quarter. Iron Eagle, Solomon Wilcots with you from Denver, Colorado. 19-3. The Broncos at 3-1 this year, taking on the undefeated San Diego Chargers. And right now, a critical 3rd down. No Junior Seau today. Severely sprained left ankle. 3rd and 4 for Denver. Greasy, deep drop. Greasy under a rush and goes down at the 39. Jason Fisk with the inside pass rush.
Fisk, he just comes in. It's the bull rush. He's a strong defensive tackle. Very underrated. Look, he just comes in. He's able to beat Ben Hamilton, the left guard, and come in and get the sack on Greasy. Big play for the defense because they need good field position, and the time is important also.
First sack for Fisk in a San Diego uniform, the former Tennessee Titan. Tom Rowan will punt. Vanover standing at his own 17. Just underway here in the 4th. Rush is coming, and Rowan gets rid of it. Vanover didn't catch it cleanly. Able to pick it up, though, and San Diego will have it at the 20-yard line. Vanover tried to make something out of nothing there, and it almost cost him.
And Marty said, hey, we cannot turn the ball over. You can see right there, that ball comes out, and needs the help of his teammate, Keith Lyle, to come up with the fumble recovery.
Packed house here at Invesco Field. San Diego trailing Denver 19-3. They have not rushed the football in the 2nd half. Breeze continues to throw it. It's Tim Dwight getting his first catch, or no, make it his 2nd catch of the day, as John Mobley makes the stop. And a 6-yard gain for Dwight.
Now, we said that they were going to have to open it up in order to get back into this football game, but you cannot totally abandon the run. Damian Tomlinson is a guy who said, hey, if we're patient with the running game, we know that we can break one off at any time. So still want to allow him to get the ball in his hands, whether it's catching it out of the backdoor or hitting a quick draw play.
2nd and 4 now. Tomlinson by himself in the backfield. Breeze. Play action. Breeze looks for Tomlinson, finds him out near the sideline, and just at the marker. Delta O'Neal made sure that Tomlinson didn't get more, but that's enough for a 1st down, and this drive will continue for San Diego.
And I think that's what you have to do. Tomlinson did drop a pass in the 3rd quarter, but you have to go back to him, because whether he's running the ball or catching the ball out of the backfield, once he gets into the open field, he can make 1 or 2 guys miss. And after that, the officials raising their arms up, saying it's a touchdown.
fifth catch of the day for Tomlinson. Breeze is now 13 of 22, 113 yards, 1 interception. McCrary goes in motion on a 1st and 10. Breeze, rush is coming. Another dump off. It's Tomlinson looking for blockers. Squeezing through a hole and fumbles the football. LaDainian Tomlinson coughs it up. At the 43-yard line, Denver recovers.
And this is just an example of Tomlinson maybe trying to do too much. He knows that he can break it off, and he's had some big plays, had a number of big runs last week, and he knows he gets the ball in the open field. He's trying to break off the big one, but he forgets to protect the football. Reese comes in, strips the ball, number 43, knocks it out from behind, and Broncos are able to recover.
Al Wilson on the fumble recovery. And San Diego trying to build some momentum here in the 4th. That just came to a crashing halt.
Well, they certainly had it going. They were moving the football, but in the fumble, it just kills all your momentum.
San Diego came in, best team in the league in turnover ratio. Greasy makes the connection to Rod Smith, and a flag down as Smith is tackled at the 35 by Zeke Moreno.
It's going to come back, holding on the Denver Broncos.
Now, so far today with turnovers, it's San Diego -1 after coming in +7 through the first 4 weeks.
Well, Marty Schottenheimer said he
Hands
could
in the
not.
face. Offense, number 62, 10-yard penalty. Repeat the down, 1st down.
That's Dan Neal, the right guard.
Yeah, Marty Schottenheimer said we cannot turn the football over. He said this is a very difficult place to come into and win a football game. He said more than anything, we have to be able to run the ball, and we have to protect the football as well.
Well, Marty Schottenheimer knows this city of Denver fairly well. He sold real estate here after his playing career ended. He said he wasn't very good at it because he wasn't good at asking for the money.
And thus a coaching career began.
I guess so. Greasy throwing to Shannon Sharp. And Sharp is twirled down of a 45, 7-yard gain. Zeke Moreno in on that tackle. Well, Schottenheimer, though, has certainly turned things around with these San Diego Chargers. They have bought in, and to a man, when we spoke with them, what do they talk about? Attention to detail, being disciplined. These are the things that Marty has preached. And we'll talk more about that in a moment. 2nd and 13. Greasy. Low throw, incomplete.
Yeah, Marty Schottenheimer is a guy, he's a really good teacher, and that's why he's such a good football coach. And before today's game, had won 12 of his last 15 games. And you can see that 12-3 over the course of his last 15 games. Only Bill Belichick has done the same. Of course, he won a Super Bowl championship, but it all starts with the ability to teach and motivate football players. Now, yeah, the guys are getting paid and they have to be motivated, but Marty Schottenheimer knows what buttons to push as well.
Well, right now, Denver's doing Marty Schottenheimer a favor by throwing the football and stopping the clock. 12:21 to go in the 4th. 19-3, Denver. And they just used a timeout here in the 4th. Junior Seau out with an ankle sprain today, and he builds up so much adrenaline and intensity throughout the week. This is the only way to release it.
Yeah, he's got to be dying on the sideline, trying to motivate his teammates and put them in the right position to make a play.
On 3rd and 13, Greasy lofts one in the air. Jump ball situation incomplete. Molden in a matchup with Smith, and Molden won that mini battle.
And that ought to make Junior happy because he was over on the sideline saying, watch the pass. He was signaling that they may try to go up top and make a play. And Molden's in excellent position, gets his head around, finds the football, and that's why he's able to make a play without committing a penalty.
Well, San Diego did its job defensively and just trying to give the offense enough time to come back in this football game after the LaDainian Tomlinson fumble. Lewin with Vanover waiting. He will let that one sail, and it's going to take a roll into the end zone for the touchback. It's a 45-yard punt, but a net of only 25 for Tom Ruin. Getting some oxygen on the sideline. Hey, you know, you always hear about it, Solomon, and you know about the altitude. You played your college ball in Colorado. It's legitimate. It's tangible.
It's legit. 5,200 feet above sea level. You walk up a flight of stairs, you know it right away.
Here's Breeze on a 1st and 10. On a cross by Dwight. And quickly tackled by Ian Gold. Dwight's fast, so is Gold. It's a gain of 4.
This is where the Denver defense can't give this San Diego Chargers team any life. Have to snuff it out. Don't allow them to get going. They were fortunate enough to get the turnover on the last possession by the Chargers, and now they're going to have to try to snuff them out by committing another turnover or forcing them to punt it on downs.
On a 2nd and 6, 11:34 and counting left in the 4th. Breeze, short drop, circling. Breeze throwing on the run to the sideline, and McCrary catches it. The fullback at the 28, and they'll be 2 yards shy of the first down.
And I can't talk enough about the poise of the young Drew Brees, because he gets out of the pocket. He's able to throw this ball accurately while on the run. He was being chased by Chester McLaughlin, and that'll put the fear in you.
San Diego has gone with all pass here in the second half. Denver did its job defensively against LaDainian Tomlinson. And Breeze has been forced to throw it much more since halftime than before. 3rd and 2. On the ground, Tomlinson has a first down, and he stumbles to the 38-yard line. McCrary with a block. And San Diego with its first rush here in the second half.
And had he kept his feet, he would have had more, but certainly showing good balance on the initial portion of the play, cutting underneath the fullback. And this is a guy that can cut back and read the defense, I think, as well as any running back right now in the National Football League. He shows he has good vision as well as good patience.
Chargers with 79 rushing yards today. Denver came in number 2 in the NFL, allowing just 56.5 yards on the ground. Second only to Carolina. Breeze has the time. Finds the seam. Tim Dwight. Dwight exploding down the sideline, and a flag down back at the 36. Oh, this one's coming back for San Diego after the 32-yard hookup. All for naught.
And that has to hurt, because it was a well-designed play on the crossing route to Tim Dwight.
Marty looking for an explanation. And this is a crusher for the Chargers. San Diego would have had excellent field position.
Personal foul. Offense number 77. A blow to the side of the head. The 15-yard penalty. Repeat the down. First down.
Young player Damian McIntosh, a developing player, still raw, but has shown improvement in his 3 years in the NFL. He gets called on the penalty.
Right there at your left tackle position. We're watching. See, look, he grabs the face mask. Oh, and then he swats Benoit Kennedy, and that's something they're going to see every time, because the official's standing right in the backfield. He's there to watch out for that play.
And the first penalty against the Chargers this half turns into a 47-yard penalty. Breeze, pump fake. Breeze on the flip from McCrary. Able to catch it and take it to the 32-yard line. John Mobley with a tackle for Denver, 9 yards.
Been said of Drew Brees that he's at his best in the fourth quarter, especially the final 2 minutes of the game, and he's beginning to show that, you know what, he's keeping himself very poised and showing some improvisational skills to really make a play out of nothing.
They are at least 2 scores behind. If they get a touchdown and a 2-point conversion, a touchdown and a 2-point conversion, obviously right now San Diego's just got to worry about getting it in the end zone, trailing 19-3. Pump fake. Breeze finds Josh Norman, the rookie tight end from Oklahoma. And Denard Walker makes the tackle for Denver, 7 yards. And that clock is moving. It'll be 3rd and 9.
San Diego is going to have to go back to the crossing route, because it was well designed. Maybe you set it up a little bit differently. What they did, they used the tight end, Justin Peele, to drag in front of the linebackers. They jumped on him, and they was able to hit Tim Dwight behind him.
Crucial 3rd down play for San Diego in a 16-point hole. Breeze, here comes the rush. Breeze gets rid of it. Riche Caldwell with the catch, but short of a first down. John Mobley with a tackle on Caldwell, a pickup of only 3.
And Caldwell, he's a rookie. But you know what? He's coming across the field. But watch, after he makes the catch, he's got to turn and get up the field. He continues to cross the field, and Mobley's able to make the tackle. Once he makes that catch, he has to turn and get vertical.
Breeze was forced to throw it quickly because of the corner blitz of Tyrone Poole. And Darren Bennett will punt it. Fourth punt of the day. Had one blocked. Delta O'Neal takes a bounce and then rolls out of bounds. They will spot the football just outside the 20-yard line. Denver in control in the fourth. Not even going to go there. I have no idea. No idea what that was, but he seemed friendly. In his weekly NFL.com column, Boomer Esiason talks about the pressure a quarterback has on a losing team. You can check it out at NFL.com or America Online. Enter keyword NFL.com. Clinton Portis straight up the middle, and he gains 9 yards. First time I've seen him in person, and I've walked away very impressed.
And the thing that I'm most impressed with about Clinton Portis is his ability to accelerate and get to the line of scrimmage very quickly after taking the ball from the quarterback, because he explodes through the hole, and once he makes contact, he has such speed behind him that he's able to break tackles and keep on picking up yards.
San Diego has not given up a 100-yard rusher since Priest Holmes back in 2001. Portis is inching closer to that 100-yard plateau. And a handoff once again. He was still up on the ground. 3-yard gain as Portis is finally tackled by Beckett and Edwards. Let's get an NFL Today update. We're heading to New York. Jim Nance.
All right, Ian, an update on the Jets and the Chiefs, and Trent Green finds Dante Hall. And look at this little move to the inside. It goes for 60 yards and the tying score. 8:30 remaining in the game, tied at 22. Let's go back to Ian and Solomon.
Well, the zigzag by Hall, and we know Kansas City is capable of scoring quickly. We just didn't know if the Jets were capable of scoring 22 points.
Chad Pennington so far today doing a pretty good job.
So that one all tied up. This one, Denver 19, San Diego 3. It's Portis. And he is pushed down as he comes across the 35-yard line to the 37. Zeke Moreno limits him to a 5-yard gain. It's 2nd and 5 upcoming.
And I like what the Broncos are doing right now. In order to put teams away, you get the lead in the fourth quarter, you have to be able to run the football. They came out and began this game saying that they were going to pass first and run second. But you see, Brian Griese, he got it done today, over 300 yards passing, 2 touchdowns. And Portis, of course, as you said, inching closer to the 100-yard mark in the game. And, of course, the wide receiver, Ed McCaffrey, came out with the big 69-yard touchdown reception. He's over 100 yards receiving in the game.
2nd and 5. Portis breaks through, crosses the 45. And Zeke Moreno, the stop, 9-yard gain, and Portis has just hit 100 yards for the day.
And this is where football games are won in the fourth quarter. You're going to put a team away. You have to be able to kill the clock by running the football, and you can impose your will on the opposing football team. And so right now they're winning the battle up front with the line of scrimmage and the offensive line. And Portis, well, he's reaping the benefits of it.
And Clinton Portis has certainly made a statement that he likes the idea of being a starter, making his first NFL start today after the mixing and matching we had seen in the previous games for Denver. And Portis this time leaves his feet. Alex Molden had something to do with that, and a 2-yard gain. But Denver was able to throw the football effectively to take the lead, and now just to maintain it, give it to Portis.
Yeah, Portis is going to come off and give way to Orlandis Gary. Mike Shanahan doesn't want to wear him down. He's a guy that earlier in the season, or at least in the preseason, if you gave it to him too much, had a tendency to fumble. So they brought him along slowly, and that's what good coaches do. They understand what the players can and cannot do. So that's why you see him flourishing at this point, because he's developed.
So Gary will get an opportunity as we approach the 4-minute mark of the fourth quarter. And Gary is down quickly. One helmet came flying off. It was Dwayne Carswell. And Zeke Moreno was trying to take the ball away.
Here, Rod Smith is saying, hey, you need to put that helmet on. Let's make sure we get that done first.
Now Carswell has something to say to the San Diego defense. For Gary, 4 carries, 8 yards. on the afternoon, and now a 3rd down and 7. Portis and Tomlinson, two of the young running backs making a name for themselves in the NFL. You look around the league, there are a lot of good young ones now.
A lot of good.
3rd and 7. Greasy. Almost intercepted through the hands of Rod Smith, and Donnie Edwards almost had his 3rd pick in as many weeks.
Yeah, he's a guy that's made some big plays the last couple of weeks. That ball hit him. I don't think he ever saw it coming.
Denver will punt it. And San Diego with only 3:22 left in the 4th. We'll hope for a spark from Tamark Vanover. It's been a quiet day for the Chargers. Ruin high in the air, and this one sails straight through the back of the end zone. And a touchback. Only 3 minutes and 14 seconds left for Breeze and company. Shotgun formation for San Diego. Just over 3 minutes to go. Breeze forced to put it up. Conway, good individual effort, but could not make the catch. Denard Walker with a man-to-man coverage.
Walker is right there with him out of the break. Look, he allows him to absorb the cushion, turns the hips, and drives back on the ball. Watch the left hand. Well-timed, well-executed on the coverage by Walker.
Solomon, Marty Schottenheimer has suffered more losses to the Denver Broncos than to any other team that he has faced in his head coaching career, and some rather damaging losses, obviously, if you think back to the Cleveland days.
Yeah, all the way back to Cleveland. Good friend of mine, Ernest Biner, fumbled the football and dashed their hopes of making the Super Bowl.
Breeze tosses underneath to Josh Norman. Norman, he's got a good look for a tight end. Almost had to catch myself there. Thought he was just a regular wideout, but then you see he's got a little bit of bulk to him at 236 pounds. A 22-year-old who played wide receiver and H-back in college at Oklahoma.
Well, there's a lot of good tight ends now in the National Football League. A lot of young ones. We saw the young, impressive Todd Heap for Baltimore on Monday night. And a lot of these guys are former basketball players. They're not going to make it at power forward. Come on over to the NFL.
They're going the Marcus Pollard route, who played basketball at Bradley. Picked off! Delta O'Neal! Good night! Touchdown, Broncos.
It is total redemption for Delta O'Neal. You know, he had been sort of vilified in the media and sort of, you know, after what happened last week when he was ejected from the game, but he comes out and he's made a number of big plays, getting his 2nd interception of the ball game and taking this one to the house for a touchdown.
O'Neal was not himself early in the week after what happened on Monday. Kanoy Kennedy told us that it really wasn't until about Thursday that he began to snap out of it from last week. Well, he snapped out of it today. Monday seems like a distant memory for the Broncos now. 26-3 Denver. Delta O'Neal, his 3rd career touchdown. First, though, by an interception. He's gotten one back off a kickoff. He's returned one from a punt. And now he's done the trifecta. Elam on the kick. Ronnie Jenkins from the 1. Jenkins bottled up at the 22-yard line by Lenny Walls on special teams.
Drew Brees has to throw the ball quickly because Tyrone Poole is coming off on the blitz, and this is Dwight breaking off on the blitz route. Now, O'Neal knows the ball's coming out on 3-step drop. Look, he just jumps it right away, and that's really knowing how the defense is designed. And you're blitzing, the ball has to come out quick, and all you do is make a play.
2:49 to go in the 4th. Denver 26, San Diego 3. Chargers will suffer their first loss of the season. Another blitz. This time a dump off to Tomlinson, and Tomlinson turns it upfield to the 30-yard line. Off the pass and catch, good for 8 yards. Well, if you're San Diego, Solomon, obviously great start to the year considering the expectation level. But Marty Schottenheimer, what does he come away from this game knowing now about his football team?
I think he knows that we have to continue to develop our quarterback. I think the offense has become too one-dimensional. I think the Denver Broncos knew that if you can come in and you can shut down LaDainian Tomlinson and prevent them from running the football, then they're pretty much dead in the water, because they're very conservative in the play calling, not allowing Drew Brees to do much in the passing game.
Chargers haven't had a winning season or made the playoffs since 1995 as Brees throws it incomplete. That's the second longest drought in the NFL behind, guess who? Cincinnati Bengals.
That would stand to reason.
It'll be 3rd and 2 upcoming for San Diego.
But Drew Brees is a player that everyone, if you talk to coaches and personnel people around the National Football League, they say he is going to be a star. He has all the ingredients and certainly the intangibles, the leadership, and he has the respect of his teammates. So he's a guy that certainly can take his game to the next level. I think as quickly as next week, certainly within the next few weeks.
Well, after playing New England last week, he figured there was nothing a defense that could show him that would surprise him. Denver's done a good job here today. Brees in stride, and Tim Dwight, like he was shot out of a cannon, gets tackled at the 40-yard line.
And that's what I like about Brees. You see, he still has the confidence. He's still rallying, and that ball was thrown on the money. Dwight didn't have to break stride at all.
Yeah, Dwight and Brees had a cute little thing going this week after both of their alma maters were playing head-to-head, Iowa and Purdue, and obviously Iowa came out on top, and Dwight won the bet over Drew.
That's right. He said that, the loser had to sing their school's fight song, and Drew Brees came into our meeting. I said, well, you don't have to make good on the bet, right? He said, well, how can I get out of it? I said, well, you're the quarterback, and you have to throw him the football. I'm sure he's going to let you out of that one just to get a few more passes thrown his way.
That's called leverage.
That's
in
right.
life.
Leverage in the deal.
San Diego used the timeout. 2:22 to go in the 4th. 1st and 10 now. At the 40-yard line, Brees will float. Finds Josh Norman, who has stepped in for Stephen Alexander. We were told that Alexander suffered a foot sprain. We don't want to get specific about the ankle. It is a foot sprain for Alexander. Keep in mind, San Diego during the preseason decided that their young tight ends were good enough that the veteran Steve Hyden was expendable, and they traded Hyden to Cleveland. He stepped right in, and Butch Davis has made him a part of their offense. They've got some good young tight ends. They just don't have the experience.
And so far, what I see from Josh Norman, I can see why they were able to trade Hyden. Norman looks really good, moves very well, and is catching the football.
2nd and 2 for the Chargers. Brees will throw it. There's that man again, Josh Norman. Spun down by Tyrone Poole. And a gain of 3, good enough for a first down for San Diego.
Apparently, Drew Brees also likes Josh Norman, going to him on consecutive plays. But this is Drew Brees' first 200-yard passing game. I predict that he'll have many more to come. You give him the opportunity, he's going to make some plays. You talked about him facing a Bill Belichick defense, very complicated scheme, and he made some plays last week. And he says after seeing that defense, everything else I see, it'll just be plain vanilla. But I'm sure he had seen some things today that really has been very difficult. He's thrown 2 interceptions so far today.
Here's Brees on first down. Incomplete. Let's talk about it from the other side of the ball, Solomon, and that's the Denver Broncos. Everybody was curious to see whether or not this team could bounce back. They were humbled on Monday night. And speculation to say they looked past Baltimore. It's not even worth going there now. It's over. But this team has responded.
And I give the credit to Mike Shanahan. He said, you know what, it was a horrible performance on special teams. Felt like his offense and defense did a really good job. He says, we emphasize making tackles and doing the right thing. He said, but we don't want to overreact. And I think that really helped this football team to know that, hey, there were some positive things, the negative things we can fix, and let's get together and get back on the right track. And so far, they come out today, and they played well.
Shotgun, Brees, long ball. Incomplete. Almost picked off by Walker. And we have hit the 2-minute warning here in the 4th. Denver will improve to 4-1. 2 minutes away from that. Check your local listings. It is the NFL on CBS. Drew Brees throwing over the middle, complete to Tim Dwight. And Dwight is driven down at the 8-yard line by Kanoy Kennedy. Brees takes a timeout after the 21-yard pass play. Well, we know Tim Dwight brings a lot more to the table than just his receiving skills. It's been seen across the country, but worth one more look last week.
Well, he's 20 yards behind this play. You'll see him pop in behind the screen. There he is right there, and he'll put a block on Otis. Look at that block right there. That's just devastating. And what it shows is the hustle and determination of just a true football player, the competitive spirit that he has. A guy like that, you want him on your football team.
You know, he mentioned James Lofton as well, as did LaDainian Tomlinson. Lofton in his first year as a coach in the NFL, coaching the wide receivers. He said he's just such a good teacher, good temperament and personality for the young players on this team. And both Dwight and Tomlinson really raved about the job that Lofton's done.
And what a wealth of experience to have a guy like James Lofton on your coaching staff. He's a guy that played at Stanford, played a number of years in the National Football League. I think should be a Hall of Famer at the position.
I'm with you.
And he's a wonderful teacher and communicator. He's going to help this football team become better.
First and goal, floater up top. And over the outstretched arms of Josh Norman as Izell Reese provided the pressure on Drew Brees. You know, you mentioned Mike Shanahan. Trevor Price told us, we said, how was the week? How was the aftermath following the Baltimore game? He said, I can't even fill you in on the language that Mike Shanahan used.
That's right.
So you know that one really hit home for Mike Shanahan, who takes pride in discipline, and they lacked that in the second quarter last
week. He got his point across to this football team, and they have come out and responded. They didn't even watch much of the game film from Monday. They've been able to move on rather quickly.
Here's Brees on a rollout, trying to direct traffic. Pump fake. Oh, McCrary just got leveled. Incomplete. Or was it?
The price we pay to play in the National Football League. That's Benoit Kennedy. And he's coming quickly.
Well, he's a big man, McCrary. And he's able to bounce up onto his feet. 6 foot, 245 pounds. And a well-deserving trip to the sideline after the smack by Kennedy. Play clock was winding down, and Brees will use the timeout. No timeouts left for San Diego. They have come down to earth a bit, going on the road in what I think you can say now is the toughest division in professional football, the AFC West.
Oh, absolutely. These two football teams are among the best in the National Football League. They have two of the top 3 run defenses. And then, of course, if you factor in Kansas City and the Oakland Raiders, certainly you may have several teams, maybe 3 of the 4 make it into the playoffs.
Oakland, the only undefeated team left in the NFL. And guess who's on the Chargers' schedule the next 2 weeks? Kansas City and Oakland. Then they have a bye, and they'll return from that with a game against the New York Jets. On 3rd and goal, Brees throws. Catch made by Conway. Touchdown, San Diego.
And that's an important throw for Drew Brees. He's able to come back after throwing 2 interceptions earlier in the game and still lead his football team down the field. He continues to fight, continue to grow and develop as a young football player. And these are educational moments and an experience that, you know, it's going to make him a better football player.
So it's 26-9. They'll go for 2 with 1:31 left in the 4th. It's really all academic at this point.
And this is the adversity that Tomlinson said that they would have to go through in order to become leaders of this football team. And they're experiencing it here today. And so far, it looks like they're bouncing back.
2-point try. Here's Brees. McCrary, the motion man, play action. Brees gets out of trouble, throwing on the run, tipped up, and it falls down to the turf. Deltha O'Neal getting a piece. And that will just about do it with 1:31 to go in the 4th.
Touchdown play is Curtis Conway working. He'll just slant inside, getting underneath the cornerback, Denard Walker. Walker lost his footing, and from there it was just an easy touchdown.
So San Diego gets a touchdown here in the 4th, but in too big of a hole. Let's go to New York right now. Jim Nantz.
All right, guys, the Wild win at Giant Stadium. The Chiefs driving in the final minute, down 3. Trent Green dumps it over to Priest Holmes, who had a huge fourth quarter. Look at him step into the end zone to give the Chiefs the lead with 27 seconds to go. Let's go back to Ian and Solomon.
Now, we told you about the AFC West and just how competitive it is. Kansas City, they're trying to just stay in the hunt right now with the type of start that Oakland has gotten off to, San Diego, Denver. This Kansas City team got some talent.
Well, they're scoring over 30 points a game and doing it again today. They can put points on the board. And Priest Holmes, he's just a phenomenal story. Led the league in rushing 1 year ago, and he's off to a good start so far this season.
Now there's Lofton with Conway. Conway, a veteran in his own right, now playing in his 10th year from USC. Onside attempt by San Diego, and out of bounds. Steve Christie with the kick and a flag down. It goes out of bounds for the Chargers on that attempt to get the football back. Well, we told you about San Diego's upcoming schedule, and it is very challenging to throw Denver in the same boat. They've got a home game against Miami next Sunday night, followed by KC in New England.
Free kick out of bounds. By rule, we penalize 5 yards and re-kick.
Well, Brian Griese just got off to a tremendous start here today, and that carried through the entire afternoon. Denver now 4-1 overall. San Diego also at 4-1. Oakland remains undefeated at 4-0. Raiders had their bye week earlier this season. All right, here's another try by Christie. He'll take a bounce up in the air and then knocked out of bounds by Smith, just to make sure. So Denver's going to have the football at the 36-yard line. And this one, for all intents and purposes, is over. First month of the year, biggest surprise in the NFL at 4-0. But as they hit October, things are going to get a little dicier with that AFC West divisional schedule.
Now, the Chargers are well aware of what they're going to have to do as the season progresses. They started out 5-2 last year, then lost 9 straight. So they know that they have to put together a good second half in order to make it into the postseason.
You see Kansas City at 2-2, and they are hoping to go to 3-2 just to keep pace in the AFC West. Final minute of play here at Invesco Field. So the Denver Broncos answered all the questions coming into this game. They take a knee. 47 seconds left. Shannon Sharp wasn't talking much last week against the Baltimore Ravens, his former team, because it was Baltimore that got off to the quick lead in the second quarter. And a different story here today. Denver has handed San Diego its first loss of the Marty Schottenheimer era. Broncos showing their bounce-back ability. After the embarrassment of Monday night, Denver wins it over the Chargers, 26-9, the final. So for Solomon Wilcott, this is Ian Eagle saying so long from Denver. Your final score once again, Broncos 26, the Chargers 9. Both teams playing their first divisional game of the 2002 season. Denver Broncos got off to such a good start, and the momentum carried. There was no horsing around for Denver today. They win it over San Diego. You've been watching the NFL on CBS.